Hey, 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 welcome home, everybody. Welcome back. If it's a Tuesday, just a few minutes, little bit late because we've got some connections and things going on internationally. Welcome, everybody. If it's a few minutes past 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, it's time with me, your boy, The Club with Lucas here at RCE 106.9 in the beautiful country of Spain and Catalonia, and however you look at, perhaps your country is molt petit. But we are here in the beautiful city of Barcelona and want to welcome you here. We have a bevy of things to get to and some beautiful people to talk to as well. I'm really glad to be here because not only am I joined by two incredible guests who are going to introduce themselves in just a little bit, but we are also going to be joined by other winners of the Tulip Art Contest. Now, this is an international contest, the first one that just of its kind that just actually is wrapping up right now, but we're going to be showing all of these works will be exhibited well through the summer in Carrer Alcias Marc number 14 in the Mrs. Tulip Art Gallery. But the International Art Contest is something because not only are they incredible new patrons of the Club with Lucas here at RCE, but they're here with us to do introducing these wonderful works of art, excuse me. Now, on top of that, at the end of the show, we're also going to be joined and talking to somebody, well, we're going to be talking about somebody, one of the youngest artists that I've never met anybody this young, who is also an award winner and knocks things out of the park. And they're to be doing a presentation of her work later on this weekend, starting Friday, I believe. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that later on. Now, let's talk what we're doing here, because the Tulip Art Contest 23 and 24 is already lining up for that. In fact, the Tulip International Art Contest applies the rule of all arts where any modality of art is celebrated. The contest was an international competition for artists open to anyone from any country in this whole world and other planets. All kinds of artworks were allowed in the art contest, from drawings, paintings, sculptures, photographs, and NFTs, anything except artificial intelligent art. Not yet. Okay. We'll have more to talk about that next month. The contest has been designed to empower and project, listen up everybody, folks from international artists around the world, giving them visibility and recognition internationally. And that's why we're celebrating this here today, because as you know, Barcelona is an international city. Artists had, and for 2024 will have, the opportunity to win several cash prizes and have their works exhibited in the Mrs. Tulip Art Gallery in Barcelona's Eixample neighborhood. Our independent jury recently announced the selection of the 30 finalists who participated in the final exhibition, and 8 people were awarded prizes, and 2 of them are here live with us today. We'll get to that in just a bit, and 3 will be calling in just a few minutes as well, right here at 106.9 FM and the Club with Lucas. Remember, folks, that is the International Art Contest by Tulip. Now, as always, make sure to follow us at the Club with Lucas on Instagram and the Club W Lucas on Twitter. And remember, the tunes can be found as well at 106.9 FM and rce.cat. You can also watch us with your peepholes at the YouTube site that we just boasted up right after Reyes this year at RCE 106.9 FM. So much news to serve up to you, and I really got it because we're going to be rearranging some things and getting to some other works and some people who are calling in 3, well, let's say approximately 6 minutes. I want to just make a little bit of news announcement today, because we've been talking about this over the last few, we've been talking about this over the last few weeks, and for 3 weeks we did not have anything that was official in reference to us having a mayor or mayoress in our country. Well. This is the one news segment we're going to talk about, because everything changed over the weekend, and really quickly at the very last moment. It was a very interesting situation because everything had been lined up for Mr. Trias of Junts per Catalunya and Senyor Maragall of Esquerra Republicana Catalana to join forces. And I think with another small party, they would be then taking the majority in order to do that. But at the very last minute, and I mean everybody was already in the Conseil ready to vote, and in the end, a pact went on between the left, which would be Podem en Comú, the centrist, I guess, the socialist, and then the right, which would be the PP of Catalunya. It is the oddest pact that's ever happened in modern, democratic history here in Spain, and we shall see what happens. Obviously, in the country that I hail from, often in the laissez-faire politics that rules in France anyway, there is an element of the balance of powers. So, in theory, it is weird, and this comes right off the heels of what happened in Valencia. But we'll talk about that next week. Right now, we're going to get to a little bit of music because I'm going to get angry, but there has been rumors floating. Before we get to the music, there's rumors floating that if in the July elections that Pepe were to take over, it's very likely that Santiago Abascal would be the vice president of our country. Need I say more? So I'm going to take us back to a little bit of what we have a flashback, because nobody in their right mind here in Catalonia or Spain probably remembers who Debbie Gibson was. But Debbie Gibson was the first Pop-Tart in the mid-'80s to early '90s who was a teenager who produced, composed, arranged, and did all of her songwriting. She was the first teenager to ever do that and get a contract deal and win Grammys and all this stuff. And then she disappeared for 30 years. And now she's back at 50. And I don't know if it's because Kylie Minogue's blowing up again and Beyonce and Madonna and everyone and their mother, but this girl has come out of nowhere, and I have to throw on this little summer bop. Before we get to that, we're going to pay a little bit of our dues, and we'll be right back. Remember, folks, you can also get more information about the Mrs. Tulip the Tulip, International Art Contest by Googling it, and we'll be right back, folks.
It's 2 a.m., she's alone, head on the pillow, the phone next to her. Will he text her? No. She knows he already knows. She put her heart on that post, just hoping he would notice.
Oh, I thought we were going to pay a little bit of dues that we have to pay later on, but we'll do that in the next song. And folks, I want to welcome two of our two of our winners here for the Tulip Art Contest are here, and I'm so grateful to have you here in the studio live. Adela Beltrane in the studio. Thank you. You are actually the 5th place winner of this, and Sir Nico, I'm just kidding. Nicolas Meriel is here in the studio, 2nd place winner of the Vallejo Prize as well. Thank you for being here today. Now, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we have some of the callers on air. I don't know if you can hear me. Folks, can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? I don't hear it. Hey, I see you. I just don't hear you. Santi, no puedo escuchar aquí. Lo siento, pa. Eso es. Okay. Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, who am I speaking with? I believe we are speaking to Oksana. Is that you?
Yeah.
Hey, Oksana Sayats. I can hear you now, love. 1st place winner of Vallejo Prize Mix here, and they are joining us via VMix link shout out. And of course, Mr. Aron Santos, thank you so much. Also, here are the 1st place winner, and I'm so grateful to have you here. We were going to be looking for another one of our friends who were going to be joining us, Agostino Droz, but she is not here at the moment. And so we don't want to waste any more time because we want to thank you so much for joining us. Where are you calling from, Oksana, please?
Istanbul.
You are calling from Istanbul. Okay, welcome, shout out. I'm so sorry for those elections, but okay, let's talk about something else. And Aaron, where are you calling us from, sir?
Right now, I'm calling in from Rotterdam in the Netherlands.
Okay, well, welcome. So, thank you so much for being here on the Club with Lucas here on RCE 106.9. And let's get into the nitty gritty. I hope that some of you got those questions we had sent over the weekend. Thank you for introducing yourselves. Nicholas, let me talk to you as you're in the studio, sir. Where are you from?
Yeah, well, that's actually my favorite question. So, where you from? I mean, how do you define where you're from? Then a lot of people go, oh, yeah, good question. Where you born? Okay, so let's start with that. I was born in Finland, but I'm not Finnish. I don't have a Finnish passport and I don't speak Finnish. So, there you go. Now, my mother is German, my father is French, and I was born in Finland, and now I live here for 10 years. So, you figure it out. Wow. My answer is I'm from planet Earth. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, yes, you are. You are a citizen of the world. Reina on at Spotify. Lady Adela Beltran, thank you for being here. Where are you from?
Alcanar.
Alcanar. Ni idea, on està?
És el primer poble de Catalunya quan puges des de València, el primer per la costa Alcanar.
Ah, Madonna, por això havies dit abans de València. Wow! Entonces,
El primer poble de Catalunya.
Però a prop de la costa, doncs.
Totalment a la costa, mig
Beautiful,
peu a la
beautiful,
costa.
beautiful, beautiful. So, for our beautiful listeners everywhere else who don't speak Catalan, our sister Adela Beltran, who I'm going to make one more mention, is the 5th place winner in the Tulip International Art Contest, is joining us here in the studio. And I want to thank everybody again for being here. Okay, let's talk about muses. What propelled you guys to get into art in the first place, out of curiosity? And if we could start with Sir Aron Santos, as you are the 1st place winner, what propelled you to get into art? Or when did you know, did you have a eureka moment? I have to do this.
I don't think there was a eureka moment. I think since I first could, have memories, I was making art from when I moved to the U.S. I was creating every single day, I would draw or paint or make collages pretty much regularly. And
how old were you, if I may ask?
Around 6.
Okay, so you did know at a very young age that I want to be doing something like this. Did your parents push that by any chance?
They did, and up until I really got into adulthood, I really thought I was going to be a professional artist. But also then realizing how a professional artist gets by in the United States made that a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Whereabouts in the U.S., if I may ask?
I grew up in New York.
Okay, you're talking to a Brooklyn boy here. Whereabouts in New York? Really quickly. Whereabouts?
I grew up on Long Island.
No. Where in Long Island? Suffolk County or?
Suffolk County, North Shore.
Oh my God, no! My family's in Greenport, man. Get out. Okay, Riverhead and Greenport. There we go. See how small our world is. All right, Lady Beltran. Really quickly, what was your muse or your push for art? Like, when did you know? ¿A qué edad sabías que? Okay, arte, sí. Oksana, you're next.
He pintado tota mi vida, he pintat tota la meva vida i he estat vinculada a diferents àrees des de petita, perquè vaig començar guanyant algun concurs del col·le, després vaig ser cofundadora d'una espai d'art, soc col·leccionista i m'ha encantat sempre pintar. El que passa que no m'he atrevit mai a posar-m'hi fins uns anyets abans, un anyet o així abans de la pandèmia. O sigui que realment tota la vida, però pues això, deu fer uns 4 o 5 anys que m'hi he posat de cap.
Okay.
Sí, sí.
I per la pandèmia, més que nada?
La pandèmia em va anar de primera, em vaig quedar sense feina
Clar.
i vaig poder dedicar tot el meu temps exclusivament a desenvolupar doncs, això el que volia pintar.
Exacte.
Que vaig tindre inputs que me van tocar llegint un article de Sapiens, que em va fer un clic i vaig dir no, he de pintar perquè és que me'n moria de ganes d'explicar coses amb la pintura.
See, so it's when the impulse happens, and this is something that I've heard from most artists, when that impulse happens, you take the moment, you seize the moment, and I love some of this that you have here, madam. We'll have to show that in a moment. Lady Oksana, please tell us about that. How did you get into art originally? And then Sir Nicholas, you're next, please.
So actually, I'm in Istanbul right now, but I'm not Turkish. I'm Oksana from Belarus. I was born there. I lived there until 18 years old.
Wow.
And then I moved to study to Istanbul. So it's it's very international. So, but painting or drawing was always my passion from the childhood. But for my family, drawing, painting, it was a hobby, pastime. So I was never encouraged. I did it on my own, always in hiding, in some summer schools, in some courses. So, and then when I came to study to Istanbul, I studied international relations and political sciences, and then business administration. And then I started working like financial analyst, manager, sales manager, etc. So I didn't have any time to do anything until I gave the birth to my first child, and I stayed home and I say, oh my God, it's now or never. So, and then I went to Istanbul school, and then we moved to Barcelona 6 years ago. And then when my life completely changed, I started the Barcelona Academy of Arts, and that's
and that's
the
where
news.
it took off.
I mean, that took off, just like skyrocketing.
Your painting that won the first edition with Vallejo, it's called Blue is the Color of Happiness. Why did you name it that, out of curiosity?
Yeah, okay, so, that I'm very ideological person, so because of my studies, etc. And I always, when I start painting, I do it because I want to find something, okay? I want to find some meaning of what is going around. So I did this painting when after 24 February 2022. So the moods were not very high. So for me, happiness is always connected to nature for me. And because I was born in a country where there is no seas, landlocked, water is a source of happiness for me. So that's why and my kids. So combining this,
I dig it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn over that to you, sir. And Nicholas, when did you have an impulse that, okay, this is something that I need to be doing?
Yeah, I think it just happened naturally. I stumbled into photography based on a project of an app which produces a flower on your screen. So the idea was wake up with the flower and feel the power, because I realized it's the first thing you do when you wake up. You look at your mobile phone. And then I thought, okay, you need 365 flower pictures. And then I stumbled into macro photography of flower pictures. And then the app is history now, but then it turned out that there was an editor in Berlin, and we produced together a calendar, an analog Tirov calendar where you have one flower every day. So 365 flowers photographed by me every day. So that's how I stumbled into this. And then this became the project Flamboyant Flowers. and which has that calendar, but also postcard book. And then I started to make art prints out of that, and on 1 meter by 1 meter, to see those small flowers in maximum size, and that's quite astonishing what you can discover by watching them very big.
Why the medium? Well, why the theme of flowers?
I think flowers is the first thing that you might receive when you're born, and it might possibly be the last thing that you receive when you die. So it's something very, very natural.
Wow, that was a very interesting statement. I really, really like that. Okay, folks, we're going to steal away for just a little bit and pay some dues and play some music as well. In fact, let's go ahead and we'll play one of those spots for our sponsor, Playful Growth PCN, but also Doja Cat. You know we love our kids, some Doja Cat up in this place. So we're going to throw her little new track, which is called Attention, which just came out over the holiday. And we will be right back, folks. Please, Aaron, Oksana, don't go anywhere. We have so many more questions for you. We'll be right back in 4 minutes, everybody.
Baby, if you like it, just reach out and pet it. This one doesn't bite it, doesn't get aggressive. Show you how to touch it, hold it like it's precious. It don't need your loving, it just needs attention. It needs affection. Look at me, you're looking. My taste good, but I just had to redirect my cooking. I could have been an opener. I redirect the booking. I read it all the comments saying, D, I'm really shook it. D, you need to see a therapist. Is you looking? Yes, the one I got, they really are the best. Now I feel like I can see you is depressed. I am not afraid to finally say with my chest. Lost a little weight, but I ain't never lost a tushy. Looking good, but now my bald head match my... Looking good, but now they all saying that I'm ugly. Boo-hoo, I ain't sad you on me. I'm sad that you really thought your was above me. You're lucky, cause I just paid your bill with a reply. I just made your money pile knee high. I just made your stats peak. Now you got a blue check. Now you can afford to go and reinstall a new wig. Now you can afford to not be lousy going do. Talk your about me, I can easily disprove it. It's stupid, you follow me, but you don't really care about the music. Baby, if you like it, just reach out and pet it. This one doesn't bite it, doesn't get aggressive. Show you how to touch it, hold it like it's precious. It don't need your loving, it just needs attention. It needs affection. Hungry, it needs attention. It needs affection. Hungry, it needs. Look at me, look at me. I'm naked. Vulnerability earned me a lot of bacon. I put a dongle in my and taught you how to shake it. I paid all my respect to those who taught me how to make it. And now I reap the benefits with no confrontation. Y'all fell in the beef, but that's another conversation. I'm sorry, but we all find it really entertaining. Cause we all wanna see them slipping forward on their faces. And we all wanna be the one to see the devastation, not be in it. But ain't the bad press good? The disrespect's real. How does protect look? Pull out the checkbook. Now I your neck crook. I never learned a superstar from a textbook. Talking about she falling off, why she get booked, man. I've been humble, I'm tired of all the deprecation. Just let me flex, bruh, just let me pop. Why she think she Nicki M? She think she hot. I never gave a F, go stir the pot. I got your head all in the dirt just like an ostrich. Of course you comparing Doja to who the hottest. Baby, if you like it, just reach out and pet it. This one doesn't bite it, doesn't get aggressive. Show you how to touch it, hold it like it's precious.
Hey, 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 hey. Yes, that was Doja Cat. And I believe we've got everybody else back on now. Folks, we did have the third place winner as well. Agustina Droz was trying to join us through via vMix link. Unfortunately, there's been an issue. Now, she is an artist and was trying to actually do hers from China, and that's not, unfortunately, not cutting through. But let's continue, please, if we can, because I want to talk to the pieces of art that you did do. Now, the ones that have won, for example, Aaron Santos, if we can go back to you, sir. The winning piece was actually called Hurry. And the good thing is that we all live in worlds where none of us have to hurry because life is so easy and chill. Now, why did you name it Hurry? Out of curiosity, please.
Hurry is really kind of a joke because it took me close to 2 months to finish this piece.
And it's made out of what, sir?
It's made out of probably thousands of toothpicks.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Part of the reason why I wanted to name it Hurry also is because I actually want you to take time with this piece. I want you to really look into all the nooks and crannies. And if you like, count the toothpicks. I've had some people try already. I can't even count them as I'm making them, and people have asked. So, but yeah, it is the idea that we look at art so quickly, we don't really spend time with it, we don't really engage with it, and so this was kind of a joke title because I want you to do the opposite. I want you to engage with it. I want you to look for a space or an intersection that you hadn't seen before, and I want you to do that with everybody's art, in this sort of fast foodization of art that's happened. We absorb so much technology and images, but seeing art live is really an experience, and that's what I want you to take away from my artwork, and hopefully everybody else's as well.
Amen. It reminded me when I saw it last week of the crown of thorns of Christ. That's the first thing I saw was the crown of thorns of Christ. Now, Madam Oksana, I asked you a little bit about yours as well already, but when you enter any zone of creating another piece of art, of whatever art medium you choose, what inspires you? What pushes you into that out of, in the first place?
There are always many ideas which are actually inside my head. So when I go on the street, when I see a movie, when I talk to somebody, suddenly just lights something inside you, and you think, I have the notes on my mobile gracefully. It's very nice that we have these gadgets right now because I can always write down any idea that I have at the moment, and then I read them and I remember, really, I wanted to do this. It's a nice thing. And then, for example, water, because we spend all summers in the south of Turkey, and the water is always present. So it was always like, how can I share these kind of feelings with the people, with the onlookers,
Exactly.
like this feeling of water, and the peacefulness. That's something that we really, really need right now. So it's actually very, very dependent on the mood as well, because sometimes you just don't want to do anything, just spend days like in a blockage. But actually, it's not a blockage. It's just like you're not in the mood because painting is a kind of work, but at the same time, for me, it's a kind of meditation. I just go into some other world and I just imagine and I do it.
Yeah. I see Aaron also shaking, agreeing with you in that sense. Lady Beltran, is art a process of meditation for you? ¿Es un proceso de meditación también para tú? ¿O qué es la filosofía?
Vale, pues, bueno, la meva filosofia tot va sorgir amb la necessitat de fer visible a dones que havien passat, dones del nostre passat que no havien estat invisibles, no? Llegint articles que sortien històries de 1000 homes i no sortia cap dona, a la majoria d'articles no sortien dones, no? I llavors va arribar un moment que va haver un clec i vaig tenir la necessitat de, pues això, de fer visibles a dones que genèticament formen part de nosaltres, no? Perquè nosaltres som una petita gota de les dones del nostre passat. I llavors això, la meva necessitat és visibilitzar dones que han estat importants per a tothom, no? Pot ser una mare, una germana, dones que no han estat mediàtiques però han estat molt importants, no? Llavors connecto les obres de les dones davant amb ara, avui en dia.
Okay. Y los segmentos están perfectos para Instagram también.
Fantàstic, fantàstic. Molt important.
I have to ask you the same question. So what is some of the, not the muse, but the philosophy behind the work that you do? And also, I'm curious where the name Flamboyant came from.
Yeah, so maybe I start with the name. So flamboyant flowers, I just looked something that goes well with flowers, and I think flamboyant flowers, this FF, it fits perfectly. But it actually originates from the song Flamboyant by the Pet Shop Boys. So it's great that you asked that question. Yeah, what's the philosophy behind? Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it's all around flowers, what I'm really doing. But recently I was more interested to look at the Hermetic principle of as above, so below. So as above, so below, we have all the planets in the universe and this space all around us. And as above, so below, in what I'm exploring now is more to see if flowers can represent planets. And my artwork actually is called Mercury. So in a way, trying to represent a planet as above, so below. So we have the flower here below, and above we have the Mercury planet, and actually have different flowers representing different planets. Call it the flower planets, which is new work I'm working on, and that is what I'm interested in.
When would that type of work be? When would that be ready, do you think?
Well, I already started, and I already have, this is one of the first ones, but I already have depicted several ones that can go into that collection of flower planets, and I would love to exhibit them maybe at the Tulip Gallery. Why not?
Exactly. Well, that is one of the ideas. And I'm wondering, guys, when you, being a working artist, and this is for everyone, you know, ser un artista, you know, trabajan siempre, it's not easy, obviously. You have to, I think, Oksana, you mentioned the other work that you've done as well. But then, again, Oksana, not to throw you in there, but for anyone who's also a parent and a human being and an artist, and then, you know, you get into the rigmarole. Oksana, you said that you use it as a meditation for you. What inspires, or I'm wondering if any of the social things that are happening in our world right now, pre, during, post-pandemic, does any of that inspire anything that you create? First, Oksana, and then the rest of the family, please.
Yeah, actually, during the pandemic, our academy was closed, and they asked us to make self-portrait, how we felt. So this was actually the first independent painting that I made of myself. I put on my head a crown of flowers, and I draw many butterflies around my head, because it's actually as I felt, like, you know, you felt so isolated, so you weren't dreaming, because you would never believe that something like this could happen. I even wrote a very long poem, etc. So explaining how I actually felt. So what I wanted to say is that all my drawings, or paintings which I have, they're somehow inspired. For example, now I have a new line, and it's going to be called Women Trapped in Time, because we are women always trapped in something. So it's going to be something interesting to show my view of the women during the many years on this earth and how I see them. So yeah, I think that art is actually representation not only of your soul. Meditation, it's a kind of, you know, when you can just go there, immerse there, and just be away. But for me, art is representation of my thoughts. Okay. And all of us are political beings, I believe so, even if we don't want to.
Here's a side question for everyone at the table. And beyond. Do you think it behooves, or it's important or incumbent on the artist, whether they're a painter, sculptor, a singer, a writer, an actor, to be vocal on social issues if it affects them and or their community?
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Si és important, no. Do I have any no's? Si és important que la gent que són artistes parlar y mostrar las cosas de que están pasando socialmente o lo que sea.
Per a mi, sí.
Okay.
Not sure, no.
Okay. Not sure. And why not? We've got three yeses and one no.
Wait, I mean, when you say social engagement, you mean sort of have a political statement? And,
Well, if they have the platform, like, a lot of things have been, for example, a lot of things have been horribly going awry in a state called Tennessee.
Right.
And the most famous person in music right now is a girl named Taylor Swift, whose music is not
Yeah.
played in my show. But she has said very little to nothing about the complete injustice that's happening in her state. And I just wonder, is it incumbent upon people when they have to, to write about this, as Oksana has said, to paint about these things, or as Lady Beltran has said, is it incumbent on the artists, if they have a platform, to speak on issues that affect people or themselves socially?
I think it's up to everyone to make a
Amen.
decision on that. I think yes and no. I mean,
Exactly. And that is a neutral answer. Folks, we're going to throw one more track and then we're going to come back because I want to know about some of the other stuff that we're going to be doing where we're going to be talking about our new sponsors and where you can get some of this artwork and see it as well on display throughout this beginning of the summer. But also I want to find out if any of our children of the corn here online are going to be coming over to Barcelona anytime soon. And then what's next on your agenda as, artists? We've mentioned a little bit of that. We're going to throw in a little bit of a lovely lady that we like to play here, Victoria Monet. Remember, you can catch all the jams live on 106.9 FM and RCE.cat and on YouTube at RCE1069 FM. Hashtag, baby. This is Victoria Monet on My Mama, and we'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes after we pay some dues as well.
When they say she get it from her mama, I'ma say you got it right. Body rude is unpolite, done being a humble type. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to go up tonight. Hoes and hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in a fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories I've ever made in my life. Permanent ecstasy. The ladies is pimps tonight, living inside a dream. Let's slay where the love is like. I put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good. Put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good. I'm so deep in my bag like a grandma with a peppermint. They say, oh, she smell good. That's just cause I'm heaven sent. Sex game goes stupid, snapping like a toothpick. Man, I tell the truth, your opinion is irrelevant. But I know you think I'm fine. Might be too fine to hit it from behind. Reflection in the mirror, don't decline. I can't even lie. I put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good. Put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good.
Hey guys, it's Lucas. We all need to reduce our stress, enhance our creative sides, and get back to cultivating some joy in our worlds. Playful Growth BCN is here to help you, applying science-backed protocols and multisensorial techniques with elite coaching and expressive arts. They work with you to improve your physical and mental well-being and create sustainable conditions for a more playful life. Their evidence-based approach ensures effectiveness, while expert coaching provides personalized guidance and support, encourages self-expression and discovery with guided workshops and one-to-one coaching sessions. So come on, do yourself a favor today and get clued up at Playful Growth, where science and soul meet play for a happier, healthier you. Follow them on social media at Playful Growth BCN and playfulgrowth.com. Hey everybody, welcome back. And yes, remember you can catch all that information as well, please, for the Tulip International Art Contest online, as well as playfulgrowth.com. And folks, we are back with the beautiful winners, Nicholas, Adela, Sir Aaron, Lady Oksana. We're all back together now. I want to get back to some of the new work that you're going to be focusing on. Firstly, for those of you who are online right now, are you going to be coming or making your way to Barcelona at all in the next, months, weeks to come, out of curiosity? Oh, Aaron, we can't hear you. Oh, no.
Try again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I actually live in Barcelona. I'm only on vacation.
Okay, so we'll play when you get back. Lady Oksana, are you going to be making your way over here by any chance?
Actually, I also live in Tarragona.
Tarragona, my favorite place.
Yes.
I had no idea.
So-
Okay, well, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, so then
Yeah.
at some point, then we all have to have you over here and have you in the studio as well. What is, Señora Beltrán, en qué estás fixant ara mateix? What are you, right now, what are you focusing on right now for your next work? Excuse me.
Doncs ara mateix estic intentant... Bueno, estic intentant no. Ja començo a estar una mica més solta i estic portant les meves dones ja a que siguin més protagonistes i ja apareix més part del cos de la dona. No? Vaig començar com a molt tímida, començant pels seus ulls, incorporant el cap, una mica de cos, i ara ja estic en aquest procés de deixar-les ja més soltes, que apareguin amb més fluïdes a l'obra. Estic en aquest procés, la veritat.
Okay. ¿Y cuánto tiempo dura un proceso así?
Pues no ho sé, depèn del quadre.
Okay.
Depèn del quadre. La veritat és que quan em sento una mica saturada amb el tema que em costa fluir, em passo al fang. Clar. I faig una mica d'escultura. I llavors em tornen a agafar ganes de pintar i llavors em deixo fluir amb la pintura. La veritat és que quan pinto amb oli, els processos són molt llargs i molts cops repinto el que estic pintant i li canvio. La cara li canvio, depèn del moment.
I les obres parlen a tu?
Jo crec que sí, que les obres parlen i connecten. A més, és molt curiós perquè hi ha hagut gent que em coneix, que ha vist una obra i inclús, a part de que parlin, veuen persones diferents. Algú, ostres, aquesta s'assembla a mi i aquesta sembla un senyor, i m'encanta, no? Que cadascú aporti la seva imaginació o el seu pensament amb el que veu amb l'obra. Sí, sí.
I love it. Okay, so basically, in a really quick sense to my English-speaking audience, Lady Beltrán just mentioned that the art does speak to you, and it changes as well depending on the character or whoever that she's focusing on. And in a way, she just intimated it's the collective unconscious that comes out sometimes when you're painting. What about you, sir? Because your medium is very focused on this with the flower as well. And so...
But that's something that started with the flamboyant flowers, the blooming calendar, Flower Day, but it continues. So now I talked briefly about the planets, flower planets. So here we are looking more at archetypal astrology and trying to include that into flowers. So if you, for example, you're Taurus, and then your ruler would be Venus, and then we're looking at the archetypal Venus in terms of beauty, joy, indulgence, all those archetypal concepts that we have with Venus, who is ruling Taurus, and trying to, portrait that into a flower. That's something that I'm interested in to explore. Another concept that I would like to, or I started already to explore, is flamboyant candy. So that's totally the opposite of flamboyant flowers. Flamboyant flower is something 100% natural, made by Mother Earth, and flamboyant candy is something 100% artificial, made by mankind. So, but it's in a way similar, because we have those candies who are small and we don't look at them, we just eat them. But they are also colorful and flamboyant. So flamboyant candy and flamboyant flowers, natural on one side and totally artificial, yet both colorful and flamboyant. That's what I'm interested in.
Will the candy be shaped like a flower?
No, these are actually candies that you can buy out there in the street, but you don't look at them. You just pick them into your mouth and you're not aware. And the last one would be flamboyant faces. This is a new thing that it's still in ideation process. This is about really portraits. I never did portraits of people, so faces, maybe like shadows and faces of Cassavetes or something. Flamboyant faces. Here I want to portray people in Barcelona specifically.
Brilliant. I want to be part of that. Let's talk. Oksana, what are you working on, madam, for the future? You mentioned something just a bit ago, but...
Yeah. So actually, my biggest challenge after the graduation from the academy was that, like in this movie, Finding Nemo, when you just escape from the aquarium and then you're in the sea and you say, and what's next? So it's like, it was exactly the same question. When you get out of the academy, they told you what to do, and you were so happy, to doing it and performing at your best, and then you're here all alone, and you just don't know where to go. So this is the biggest question for me, and just try to find new themes, and a part of this, to explore new techniques, techniques with oil, paint and paint. Because I like it, but to do it differently, so not following exactly the academic way. So This is actually, and it's difficult.
Did you have a little Dory in your Nemo analogy? Did you have a Dory behind you all the time, out of curiosity?
Yeah, my husband.
Always the husbands in it. I love it. Senor Santos, what about you, sir? What is some of the future focus that you're looking at right now?
Actually, I have a couple of things I'm excited about. Next week, my friend, amazing photographer, Joey Socks, is going to be here, and it'll be part vacation, but in beginning vacation, we're going to do some photography with my work on nudes to kind of show the juxtaposition of sort of my spiky artwork on beautiful lean bodies. And then I'm getting a piece ready inspired by the trans flag to take to New York with me in September. And I hope to sell that piece there. And I'd like to contribute half of the proceeds to the Trevor Project while I'm there.
Amen.
And just continuing to work pretty prolifically.
And why did you choose the Trevor Project? Now I have to ask, because I'm also a member of the community. Why did you choose the Trevor? Please tell the people really quickly.
As a queer biracial man, the things that are happening in the U.S., I lived in New York City for 15 years. And it's really disheartening to see what's happening over there, especially to members of my friends, and the people in my community. And, it's difficult to be living overseas and not being able to do anything. And so this is a way that I can contribute in the manner that most befits me. But I think whatever I can do to bring attention to queer rights and trans rights at the moment, because, it's not just happening in the U.S. There's stuff happening in Italy and
Spain,
Eastern Europe,
Valencia right now, as I speak.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
that's becoming really scary. And I think we need to, if you have a voice, be vocal about that.
There we go. Fight that good fight. Where can everybody, I want to let everybody know where people can get a hold of you. Because remember, folks, you can also see all of these pieces again at our beautiful sponsors gallery at Carrer Ausias Marc number 14 here in the beautiful barrio of Eixample. But this work will be demonstrated throughout this beginning of the summer as well. But where can people look at your work? So do you have an online website as well? And we're going to ask for everybody, all four of us.
Yes, so it's arockinman.art, AROCKINMAN.art, and also my Instagram at arockinman.
There you go, at a rockin' man. I love it. And that's rockin' as in rockin' children of the corn. Oksana, how can people get a hold of you or find your work, please?
Yeah, okay, only on Instagram right now, but I'm working on my website.
Hell yeah.
It's at Oksana's Art.
Oksana's Art. And everybody, that Oksana is spelled Oxana. Okay. Lady Beltran, where can we find your work? ¿Dónde pueden encontrar tu obras?
En Instagram,
Instagram as well.
Adela Beltrán Sancho.
Otra vegada, sisplau?
Adela Beltrán Sancho.
Easy peasy. Adela Beltrán Sancho.
En mi web o incluso en la galería, Mrs. Tulip.
Okay, there you go, folks. Now,
contactar.
all of this as well, we're going to be by Thursday, we'll be having links to all of these websites as well. And Sir Nicolas Meriel, I'm going to mess up that name, but I wanted to say
it's Meriel, but no
Meriel.
problem. Never mind. Yeah,
Where can people see your beautiful
so
work,
it's very
please?
easy. Flamboyantflowers.com, and Flamboyant Flowers app is my Instagram.
Brilliant. Flamboyant Flowers app. And folks, we will be checking it. In fact, we're going to be sending so much more of this over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be putting out snippets as well through YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So I want you to keep an eye on that. We'll also be putting up all the links in the YouTube video throughout the week with the edition that we'll do. So you can catch all of that as well. And remember, you can always catch the jams live on Instagram as well, at The Club with Lucas, and Facebook as well at English Radio BCN and here at RCE 106.9 FM. Folks, we're going to leave you with Flamboyant by the Pet Shop Boys because we have to shout out to the other winners as well. Agustina Droz, Alina Zaikana, thank you everybody, and I'm so sorry that you couldn't be here as well. Oscar Duran, folks, and Diakova Tatiana. You can catch the other jams as well, the other artworks at Miss Tulip Art Gallery. Thanks to you everybody. We'll see you next week, same bad time and channel. Bye everybody, stay safe out there and fly back safe. Talk soon. This is Flamboyant with the Pet Shop Boys. People, remember, we love you. Keep it distance. Keep it real. Remember, you are loved children. Bye, everybody. See you later.
You live in a world of excess, where more is more and less is much less. A day without fame is a waste, and a question of need is a question of taste. You're so flamboyant, the way you look, it gets you so much attention. You're so amplified, it's getting more. You want police intervention. You're so flamboyant, the way you live. You really care that they stare in the press. Defiant is always there. It's what you do for enjoyment. You live in a time of decay, when the worth of a man is how much he can play. Every day all the public must know where you are, what you do, 'cause your life is a show, and you're so flamboyant, the way you live, and it's not even demeaning. You're so flamboyant, it's like a drug. You used to give your life meaning. You're so flamboyant, the way you look, it gets you so much attention. You're so amplified, is getting more. You want police intervention. Every actor needs an audience. Every action is a performance. It all takes courage, you know, when just crossing the street. Well, it's all